for church.
Also, you wanted us to remind you to post the thing for AP, your Google Classroom, whatever it is.
Maybe I'll remember to do that. I thought about it all weekend. I'll do this. Alright, so what was weird about number 1 through 13 on your verbs? The stuff? Yes. So SE changes to S apostrophe in front of like vowels or H's, vowel sounds. When you conjugate your verb, well, let me back up. How do you conjugate regular ER verbs? What are your endings? ENT. So when you conjugate your verb, you still have to do that. You still have to drop your ER and add whatever your ending is, because I think all of the verbs that I gave you are ER verbs that are reflexive. There are some weird ones with the stars. We'll talk about those later. We're just looking at the ones that are normal for right now. Even the weird ones, though, are going to follow part of what we're talking about right now. The SE stuff is going to be the same no matter if they're a weird verb or not. When you conjugate, y'all want to brush or to put on makeup, or what else do we have on our list? Do you want to conjugate to go to bed, to wash, to brush, to comb, to shave, or to put on makeup?
Go to bed, that's what I would
Go to bed?
now.
Works for me. Alright, so you have and then couche, right? So when you conjugate these, you have to change or conjugate the SE as well as your actual ER ending verb. What happens is, for je, this SE changes to me. So you have je, me. And then you conjugate this like normal. So once you drop your ER, what do you add for je? Just an E. Okay. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What does that mean? I go to bed. I do go to bed. And I am going to bed, right? I think I'm on there. Here's the weird part. And I'm going to put this in parentheses, but I myself am the one that is going to bed. So think about like little kids. Have you ever heard somebody say, I'm going to put so-and-so lady to bed on a movie, at home, whatever? What's the difference in saying, I'm going to bed and I'm going to put her to bed?
You got an extra word in there.
It's not,
Yeah,
you're
but-
not talking about yourself.
You're not talking about yourself anymore. So in French, they have a special way to write that stuff. So if I myself am going to bed, I'm using a reflexive verb, reflexive pronoun. So literally it says, I put to bed myself. Does that kind of make sense? Yes? So if we were doing to wash, like I wash my hands, versus I'm washing Letty's hands, what's the difference in those two sentences?
It's not your hands.
It's either my hands or it's someone else's hands, right? So if it's happening to the subject of the sentence, you have je, wash is se lave. So how would you conjugate se lave with je if you're talking about a reflexive verb that's happening, reflecting back on the subject? That's kind of where that reflexive word comes from. this L-A-V-E because that's your ending. Okay? Everybody still follow me? If I said I'm washing ladies' hands, the M-E goes away because I'm not doing it to myself anymore. The action is happening to someone else at the other side of the sentence. We're not writing full sentences yet. Okay? Today we're going to do subject, verb, everything's reflexive. Tomorrow we're going to practice and do subject, verb, and everything's reflexive. Friday, things may not be reflexive anymore, depending on how it goes. Okay? Alright, so over here, anybody want to guess what SE changes to for chew? No, you have to have something. Not the same. T-E.
Bon Monet is what I was thinking. Like
And it follows the Mon Mame chart because you have the M's and then
I'm
you have
smart
the T's.
today,
And your two brain cells are working. But yes, it's not the same thing as the Mon Mame chart, but there are similarities between it. You can kind of figure out what it is based on that. Which you did. Very good.
I feel so smart right now.
Alright, so what do you put in pink? Or what do I need to put in pink?
Couch with an S.
Yep.
Not pronounced couch, but yes. Alright, ill, L, and on. Alright, Kylie, you want to try again?
It's E.
S-E. So it doesn't change on this one. The S-E just stays the same. You still have to have it, but you don't have to change the S-E part. You do still need to conjugate your actual verb, so it's C-O-U-C-H, then what? E. Yes. Okay. So, going back up here, do I need to write the meaning on all these, or can we just say them aloud? Anybody need me to write them? Okay. So, choose to couche means what?
You go to bed.
You go to bed. You are going to bed.
Yourself. I will do that. I'll put the yourself in parentheses. So you yourself go to bed, are going to bed, do go to bed. Here it would be he, himself, or she, herself, or its self.
This is 6 periods in French.
Fifth period.
No, because like the whole packet thing that we're doing, it's about like all of the agreement. And
Oh yeah. I'm an English student. She's talking about English.
it's like she's having us do this thing, and it's like your subject, pronoun, and then like a verb in a sentence all have to agree. So and like a bunch of them that we would normally say is not grammatically correct.
I don't know why that just clicked in my head. 'Cause I've seen it like.
Yes.
Like
I
it's
didn't
like,
know where you were going. I was lost, but yes.
like it's like someone left. Like we would say someone left their car in the driveway, but it's not right. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
someone left his or her car in the
Right.
driveway.
And I said this, I think in somebody's class at some point this year. It may have been y'all. It may have been French 3-4 because I normally don't say this in French 2. How have I told you to use on?
Like give
I
you
don't know, like one cell.
Like one, like formal when you're writing an essay.
Like
One says
word.
blah 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 blah. In reality, when you were talking about like slang yesterday, you can almost substitute on for every single subject pronoun that's up there. In normal, everyday, regular old, I'm talking to you French. So if you want to say, I'm going to the movies tonight, on va au cinéma ce soir. Do you want to go to the movies tonight? Est-ce qu'on va, or est-ce qu'on veut aller au cinéma ce soir? Do you, but I'm using on. They will use on for like everything. It's just slang. The same way we say someone left their car and it's technically wrong, it's just the way we talk. That's part of everyday French. But again, even though we say someone left their car, it's not grammatically correct. So you learn it the correct way. You're learning it the correct way here. But this is, everything I teach you is formal, correct, grammatically correct French.
Real quick though, let's talk about how how fast you translated that in your
I
head.
swear,
Yeah.
like I'm sitting there, I'm like, how?
I messed up though. And
We
that's the
wouldn't
thing, it
know.
doesn't matter. I start saying it doesn't matter how good you are, and to a certain extent it doesn't. If you don't use it, like Miss Flowers, she is actively every day using English, so she doesn't necessarily always have to think about what she needs to say. The only time I use French is like now, when I'm teaching you stuff and trying to come up with examples. So I mess up because I can't think fast enough
In
because I don't use it all the time.
In 3-4, do you talk in French a lot?
I don't normally teach in French ever because same thing I said yesterday, it kind of scares people and then they leave and they don't come back. But like they are reading Phantom right now.
Reading?
In French. They're translating it in French. They are answering questions. The questions are in French. Their answers have to be in French. Are supposed to be in French. Sometimes they don't do that, but they're supposed to be in French. When we go over it, we read it, we translate it, we make sure they know what the French is. Their tests are all in French. The questions in French, the answers are in French. But they're multiple choice, true, false, and matching on Phantom.
Fun.
So, there you go. Okay, back to real stuff. Any guesses on what the blue is?
Wait, Mama made home. No.
Normal. No, that's already a word.
It's mom. I actually have Mama charts.
Yeah, because you printed them off on accident.
I accidentally printed them off for French 1, so I can't just give them the answers. That's just not
They're
right.
They're on
wrong.
Mama May right now?
Yes.
You just learned that like a month ago.
Yeah,
Because you were supposed to learn it last year after spring break.
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked
No.
him what they did in French 1. He said, "Oh, we just learned family vocab." I was like, "We just learned that this
Yeah.
year."
So you don't have to keep this. This is a filled in Mama May chart. If you don't want it, you can leave it here, but this is for you to look at for right now. Because you may need it
No.
later anyway. No.
No.
Where have you had "n" before that?
I
No.
don't know. Yeah,
"Ne pas." So
no.
"ne" can't be
But
anything
can
else.
you use no? Like N-O.
no.
N-O-E.
No, there's not a no.
N-I.
N-E-S.
Nope.
It's not smart anymore.
N-U-S. Oh, crap.
What?
It repeats.
That's not fair.
We go to
Kind of. Alright, so here's the example I gave them.
It's like a glitch in you.
It sounds like you're stuttering a little bit. This is one of those things that we didn't do because, you know, Corona.
It reminds me of pasta.
What?
You say new and run
Why the three?
Why are there three?
Why is it
Nous couchons. Us,
Huh?
we put to bed ourselves.
That's like when
Us,
I'm
we
talking
put
to
our
somebody
selves to
stupid.
bed.
So this one means us, this one means we, and this one means ourselves.
The same word.
But it's the same word.
Please.
So that means the pink is couchons. I need that.
Okay.
New couchon.
So,
So it does sound like you are stuttering.
So is
But-
the next one?
new,
Is the next one?
Is that how you say boo boo couche?
yeah. So I was looking at this.
But is the
weird,
last one the whole
like turtle
boot
poster?
thing where the last one goes back to the car and it's like LE or something like that?
Okay, what do you think it's going to be?
Is it LE or LER?
Or-
Neither.
Okay.
Oh.
Any other guesses?
May or Tay?
SE again.
The same.
S-E again.
I'm smart again.
Yay!
That sentence just looks like when I'm like trying to talk to somebody, they're not comprehending.
That's my
Us,
brain.
we are us. We are going to bed.
Like, what this is, normally, again, I do this with house vocab that we didn't do, that I really guess I should have done as soon as we got back. It is called a stress pronoun. You're stressing, meaning emphasizing stress, not, oh no, I'm stressed. Emphasizing who you were talking about. So you would say, me, I am putting myself to bed. Moi, je me couche. toi, tu te couches. You are going to bed.
Is there a 2 2 2 1?
No, it's toi.
So
So this would, if you put all the stress pronouns with this, it would be moi, toi, no, Louis, double another L, so elle se couche, soit, double, or another new, another vu, and L plural.
So Louis and
So like if you wanted to say them, they are going to bed, like themselves. If it's guys, it would be il se couche, or elle se couche. Normally you would do it though like elle, and then you would call two people's name. Or il, this person and this person, they are the ones that are going to bed out of the hole.
This is gonna be very, 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 very energy.
Well, there's a reason I skipped this. This will not be on your test.
Moi,
That's all gone.
moi, je me couche.
Yeah.
Toi, je me couche. Louis.
No, toi, tu te couches.
Toi,
We're not worried about all that. We're just worried about this. Okay? So, nous couchons, it is a double. What does that mean?
I did it.
Not our. We
Ourselves.
go, yeah, we ourselves go to bed, do go to bed, are going to bed. Yes? Y'all selves are the ones that go to bed, do go to bed, are going to bed. Yes?
They themselves.
They themselves, the actual person, whoever they is, are the ones that go to bed, do go to bed, are going to bed. So, yes, this is ourselves. I'm only putting the plural, but it could also be yourself, and then their selves. Or maybe themselves. Whatever. I don't know what it is. They, their self, they, whatever. You know what I mean? Ask Miss Craig when you get there, she's curious. Alright, so, you tell me, let's see, let's do brush.
Is this the same thing? Or like, does this apply to like all of them? Or like the ones that you like you?
1 through 13.
Mhm.
Yes. So, we brush, like we brush our hair, we brush our teeth, okay? How would you say we?
Teacher, pardon the interruption. Miss Green wanted me to let you know that she has placed a casting roll outside her door. Stop by and check it, please. If you're on that list, you need to stop by to see her to get a script. Thank you.
Okay. So, new is we.
New.
You have to say new again
Or song.
for a song. So,
I thought you said there were some that like you couldn't do like that. Like the ones that were like had the asterisks and stuff.
well, that one doesn't have an asterisk. The ones with the asterisk still do this. You still have the SE that changes to whatever it is. The difference comes with the dropping the ER and what you do at the end.
Okay.
We're not worried about any of those today. I'm going to give you a chart with all of the weirdness that you can look at and everything. Basically, the only thing that happens on most of them is an accent mark changes or gets added or something like that. We're not worried about those yet. We'll deal with those tomorrow or Friday. Okay? Alright, what about, do this one on your paper. You, informal, are shaving. Pretend like you're shaving your beard. Or your legs or whatever. So how would you say you are shaving? And again, we'll deal with all of the weirdness not today.
So
you very much.
We
Oh.
shall see.
Dad, I got
I
like.
keep on getting scared on my hand because my thing got smudged. And I'm trying to figure out what-
Smudge that bad.
You're doing great, Mark.
Maybe my skin is just dry. Cause like it just goes on and disappears immediately.
I think I did my wrong. Hold on. Yeah, look at the
Oh, why did I do that?
I was about to say, I was like,
shaving. I'm gonna go to bed.
we all need a nap. We need a nap at this table.
Okay. Alright,
I think mine's okay.
Yeah,
Have you ever had that moment, Miss Sherry, when the amount of sleep that you're getting is very suspicious?
Yes.
You're like,
It's actually getting better
My
because
thing
the
is
children
that
are sleeping.
I've
Alright,
been getting an hour more of sleep and I'm still exhausted. Like
I
I'm way more
wish.
tired than I was last
you
week.
informal, what is it?
Two.
Two. Okay?
Roz.
So I got it right.
yeah.
I think everybody got it right.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, the first time I
Or
did
you
it,
got
I definitely had a brain fart. I'm
The
like,
first
I
time you
got
got it wrong. Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Crystal, did you see what you did and did you fix it before? Okay. Alright, that's all we doing for today. But tomorrow we're doing just this. Like we're doing it and going over it tomorrow. Not giving you time, it's just practice before we can do the other stuff.
Brains go first.
Okay? Alright. We're done.